What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We're starting things off today with the Perjury, and this is actually going to be a fairly interesting episode in that I'm pretty sure, all of the builds this episode were builds done by people on my Discord server, and they were recommended to me after they had finished building them and stuff, or in one case retrofitting, I believe, or updating, I guess is probably more accurate, but anyway. So this is the Perjury. Now, the description is written in kind of a fictional, setting, as if it's got, a narrative behind it, so I was kind of reading between the lines, but I believe this is sort of in survival, you acquisitioned a, cargo vessel type thing, mercenary ship, whatever, and retrofitted it to your own purposes type of design. So I believe the survival type aspects was kind of in mind. It does mention that it is armed but wouldn't hold up, in too long of a conflict, or would run out of fuel or something without a tugboat or something to that effect. I may be misquoting slightly, but still. So it's kind of your all-around, it seems more of like a survival-focused adventuring exploration type ship. I kind of like the exterior, though, as far as it does. I'm seeing some spots that do remind me of some cargo ships that I've seen, so it wouldn't be unlikely that it was kind of at least designed that way, if not actually captured and modified kind of thing. But yeah, I do kind of like the overall... what's the word I'm looking for? Improvised look, in terms of, you got some asymmetrical stuff over here where it's this is over here, this is a little bit different on the other side, and stuff like that. When done on purpose or done well, I do think those work. I personally never have been able to get some of my symmetrical tendencies out of the way to build stuff like that. I almost always end up, even if I start that way, I almost always end up, at some point, making it more symmetrical than I intended to. But I like the very clearly designated doors. It's got a light on them. There's even screenshots of where they are, so clearly this was definitely catered to me slightly in that regard. It's hey, I want you to feature this. Here's the door, by the way, since you have trouble with that. Now, obviously, this is not a gigantic ship, so there's probably not going to be an uber crazy amount of interior unless things got very creative, which I actually wouldn't be too surprised in terms of the builder that did this one tends to come up with crazy contraptions and things that I kind of turn my head sideways and go, how the heck did that work? So it wouldn't surprise me, but, even a ship this small having a hangar bay is kind of interesting. Although, now this intrigues me slightly. There's a connector here, but I don't know if it works or not. If it does, that's interesting. If this is functional, I'd want to know. I'd definitely want to know if that's functional at some point, because... that could be very interesting for future designs to be able to hide a connector like that. I would find that very intriguing if that actually worked. I always thought something like that would not necessarily break, just wouldn't be able to connect, even if the magnetism was there. Is this actually this door? Oh no, that's gonna be the... Wait. That's not that hangar door. What does access hangar do? I'm confused, but that's par for the course. Very clear instructions here. Gun control, turret 1 and turret 2 controls. Brightly colored seating, so you never get mixed up. I am kind of perplexed by what the access hangar button does, though. That's kind of interesting to me. Another interesting thing to point out here, unless I am wrong, which I'm kind of trying to draw that statement out in case I'm wrong, was I don't know if that was the bridge or not. Oh, this is cool. Yes, I totally saw a planter and went, oh, this is homey. This is cool. Easily pleased, I suppose. But this is just a grungy spaceship. Here's a plant. Oh, it feels like home. but... So yeah, I'm kind of feeling like that might have been the bridge back there. I don't think there's any other access points. I could be wrong. So the layout is slightly intriguing to me, as far as you've got almost like your living space, where there's bunks and bathrooms and kitchens, and then kind of your quarters and other things down towards the front. And then kind of somewhere in the middle-ish here is where you might actually have your flight seats and stuff. That's kind of intriguing. Oh, well, we did miss this too. This says no exit, but we're gonna go down here anyway. Might actually need my lamps on for this. I'm gonna guess maintenance area. Okay, that's cool. I'd never thought of this before. That's kind of cool. Large ship grid antennas are huge. I hate them. That's a really neat trick to get, like, what would it would basically be a 2-block antenna onto a large grid. That's cool. Like, it's funny, but to me personally, I can't speak for you guys, but to me personally, that right there is like, that and the connector is almost like the most jaw-dropping moment for me. It's like, how have I never thought of that before? That's really clever. I feel stupid. But then again, that usually is kind of how this goes. So what is this readout? We've got air vents, close hangar door open, and this, which doesn't have an action. Okay. So I'm not worried about the air vents because, you know, creative and whatnot. Open. Why you no open? Are you off? Well, that worked. Okay. I plead the fifth. It wasn't me. Wasn't my fault. I don't know what happened. Probably didn't wait long enough because it... Oh, it may have engaged a vent type timer block thing, and it may have been hung up from the vent, or it was just waiting longer than I was willing to wait. Okay, so there's the hangar right there. That's actually pretty cool, though. I mean, if that connector works, you could actually fit a decently small, like, fighter or something in here and actually make use of it. That'd be kind of cool. I was actually expecting... I'm just gonna blame... I'm gonna throw myself under the bus here. I saw these thrusters, but it didn't register here, and I totally thought this was some kind of landing pad. Yeah, that's totally on me, because it's very clearly not. But yeah, overall, I really like the design of the ship, especially if it was kind of piecemealed in a survival world or something and not built from scratch. Then that's even more of an impressive to make a cool ship out of it. And I think it was, because if I remember the conversation on Discord, there was... Ooh, and I didn't even mess with the turrets. Those are some heavy-duty turrets, and then you got the camera there. It's on a hinge. Is the hinge on a rotor? Oh, this whole thing is. Okay. Wow. That new collision update has really helped get things a lot closer to each other without giving problems. So these white kind of bunker-looking shaped things are actually the hull turret. That's cool. I really like that. But yeah, I believe the discussion on Discord was kind of a taking something and making it into a better ship. So that's even cooler to me when you can do stuff like that. Alright, so just for kicks and giggles, we've got controls for... Oh, this isn't the designator. No, it's actually above the thing. Okay. So there's an on-off, and then I guess there's a fire toggle. Man, that's like... I think we saw 9? It's either 6 or 9. But that's a lot of firepower, in my opinion. I mean, granted, like I've said many times, I don't do a whole lot of PvP, so I could be wrong, but we got turret control here, mass on and off. That's interesting. I did see a mass block. Jump drive. Is there a gravity drive to this? I didn't mention it in the description, so I could be wrong. No, that's all. It kind of is making it move. I wonder if that's... I don't know what the mass block is for. I don't see any gravity controls on here, so I'm not sure what that's for. There's also missiles here that may have just gotten unnoticed. I don't know. I'm going purely off the description. So there was another build that was being discussed on the Discord one, but I don't think that one's been released yet, so I saw this one was released, so I went with it. But I didn't actually have too much of a discussion about this particular build, I don't believe, so I could be wrong about a lot of things. So, but actually in terms of movement and stuff, it moves pretty good. Again, it's kind of in that exploratory survival kind of class, so it's probably like a one-man ship, but it moves pretty good, so I like it. With that, let's move on from this one on to the next one. Okay, so next up we have the Typhoon. Now this one is a little bit more, at least it seems to me anyway, a little bit more on the combative edge than the last one, if it wasn't evident by the numerous turrets and stuff on top here. Although those two turrets on the last one definitely could do some damage. This is an interesting little gizmo though. I like this. It's okay. Oh, okay, this is cool. So we've got a rotor here that lets you go up to... Oh, there's gotta be a sound block playing on here. I just noticed that because the music setting is off on my game, and so when I heard music, I was like, it took me a second. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have music turned on, do I? Sorry, that took a second. But I like the base part actually being separate from the rotor, and then it comes up to a hinge thing. It kind of makes it look more concealed, if that makes sense. I don't see a camera, so I'm kind of wondering if it's script-based and not player-controlled, but there's also a connector right here for, I'm guessing, small fighters of some kind. The comments on the workshop file were discussing a rover. I didn't see it. It's also got a torpedo launcher here, which I'm not gonna lie, this decorum is pretty awesome for a torpedo bay. I think it's pretty cool. But I also like the shape of the torpedo here. Oh, there's instructions. Torpedo build cam. I'm guessing... Oh, okay, there's a camera there. I was gonna say, I'm guessing there's a window or something. But I really like the shape of this. It highly, to me, resembles, like, the photon torpedo type thing. You know, ignoring the fact that it looks similar to a regular torpedo, but I meant it particularly the flat, wider kind of shape looks more like a proton or photon torpedo from Star Trek whenever you saw them like loading them or anything, the rare instances where that popped up. There's a couple of hangar doors and as well as, I believe, regular doors, but I could be wrong about that. We all know doors are not my strong suit. There's a cool landing pad back here. Man, that music's messing me up. It's throwing off my grove. The description mentions that the hydrogen engines, or thrusters and such, are mainly for high-speed braking and planetary maneuvers and whatnot, but that ion is sufficient on battery power and things. It also looks like it's got some blast door setups going on here. Aha! Here's a door. And although it does have a sign, but I feel like I'm obligated to point out that when you're flying around, that's a pretty small sign for those of us that are door challenged. Anywho, now this is kind of interesting. I wanted to turn my headlamps off to see kind of how it looks ambiently, I suppose. I do kind of like the vibe. I do kind of like the vibe of the glowy textures. I'd like to see more ways those could be put to use, kind of thing. So we got a hangar this way. Actually, it does kind of seem like I don't see any light blocks. And I've had issues in my Let's Play series with using these where you can really only color them. You can't change the intensity of them that I know of. But I have to admit that, I mean, I know there's an LCD there and stuff, but it kind of lights up okay. Like, it's not actually too dim in here. So I find that impressive. Yeah, like, I'm not seeing any light blocks. Unless I'm missing them, this is totally lit by these neon tubes and the lights of the textures being emissive. And that's kind of cool. That's really neat. Okay, so we have obviously some form of galley here. With an interesting ceiling thing there going on. Got a locker room kind of thing, and this is just off of the main entrance from there. So I'm assuming that's kind of your locker room, med bay in case anybody needs it. This looks like cryo bay and bathroom kind of thing. Also a sleeping area if necessary. So kind of just all of your general amenities. We got the hangar this way. We'll check that out in a minute. This says... Oh, I'm thinking that's Command 0. I could be wrong, but I read that as Commando. And I was like, wait, what? Thunderfleet. I don't know what this is from. I don't okay, some of you may be able to correct me because I don't often mess with the textures and stuff too much. Is that part of a DLC, like one of the Sparks of the Future posters? Because I don't remember seeing that one, because if it's not, and someone made that, that's really good. I think that's really cool. But it would make sense, because there was quite a few posters and things that I didn't know were part of the DLC packs, so it would make sense. Okay, instruction torpedo launch toolbar 3, so this may be the main flight seat. Let's continue this way. We've got a cryo bay there. I'm gonna say... Oh, we got... Ooh, what is this? Hold up. Wait, are my lights on? I'm not lighting anything up. How... Okay, so this is a half block next to a full block, and they got this cool, like, cubby cutout thing going on here with, like, a secret cryo chamber. It almost reminds me of the old Wolfenstein games where you'd click the space bar and the wall would open. That's kind of what it looks like. Okay, so we've got an exit there. Wait, where's the exit there? Oh, there is a door back here. Oh, okay, it's off to the side. I was looking directly from the connector and didn't see one. So there is a back entrance here. Okay. Complete with sensors so that those of us that have difficulty with doors don't get smushed. Okay, so this is actually labeled the bridge. So we got shutter doors. We're gonna open them, I think, just because I want to see what's going on. Okay, hull 100%, system 100%. So that's kind of our view there, and obviously there was a blast door covering that. This is kind of cool, although a little hard on the eyes when you look right at it. Alright, so we got all of our readout stuff here, and then this is the main flight seat, I'm guessing. So that other one must be torpedo control kind of thing. So that's interesting. Don't think this goes anywhere else, so we're gonna go back down here and check out the hangar bay. So yeah, this must be kind of like a CIC area. Interesting use of the big, I'm assuming that's 3x3, or kind of seems like that. I think there's a 5x5, but I think these are 3x3 panels. Interesting use of that, because it's like basically one big LED light. Okay, so now we're down towards the hangar area. We got a server room. Sounds fun. Turret, radar, doors, LCDs. There's a lot of neon going on here, and I think I like it. That looks like a damage report, floor plan, blueprint thing. Got all our timer blocks. Cool. Cool. Very cool. Alright, Typhoon. Oh, that's the name of the ship, not the name of the door. Okay. Alright, so here's our side hangars, it looks like. We saw the side doors there. I didn't know there was a door going into the nose of the ship from over there, so we'll have to check that. So this is kind of like a hangar overview kind of thing. Energy room. Ooh, this looks fun. This is actually a lot more going on in the interior than I expected, to be honest. I didn't really think the ship was that big, but it's actually got quite a bit going on in the interior. So we got all of our energy. I kept wanting to say engineering. Energy room stuff with the batteries and reactors and whatnot. Okay. Okay. Goes up this way. Shutter doors. For... Oh, okay, I guess there's a window there. I was like, for what? Can I reach that here? That's weird. I can reach that, but I'm having a... I like the look of these, but I've even used some of these, and I'm not the biggest fan of those panels because they're kind of tricky to get the buttons to actually click. They're kind of finicky. Okay, I'm not sure where that's viewing. Oh, we have a different entrance here. Oh, wait, where did I end up? I thought this was just going to be the other side of that door. Hold up. I'm getting all turned around. Where? That's glass. Open. Oh, okay. So that went this way. This is the way you would go normally. Okay. And then that wraps around from there. Interesting. That doesn't go anywhere. Okay, cool. So in here I am seeing I do think you probably need your lamps, other than if there's lights in here, which there are for the ships, but not like normal lights. We're going to set that to open. It says it's going to take about 15 seconds, I think. And then this goes to service. Interesting. Wow, there's a lot more to this ship than I originally thought. I keep saying that, but it's kind of true. Launch area, no gravity. Oh, okay, so this comes back out to the torpedo bay. Alright. Side note, I actually really like that there's actually a torpedo bay in here and not just like a small tube where the torpedo is built. I actually like that you can walk around the torpedo and stuff. It gives it a cool kind of... feels like more of a plausible ship type thing. So I thought I hit the button. Apparently I did not hit the button. But... okay, so that's back to the hangar. Okay. Well, actually we're gonna shut those, because I got thinking about it, and we've kind of already seen the outside of it and all that, and that's just the hangar doors. We know where those are, so there's really no need. So, I'm going to head back to the bridge, and if I can figure out where it is again, and then we'll actually take it for a test flight. Okay, so we're back here on the bridge, so let's go ahead and take a look at our control panel here. We got the rocket launchers, a couple of cameras for the front view, probably one's ship and one's torpedo, I'd imagine. The ion thrusters, hydrogen thrusters, jump drive controls, landing gears, and connectors. That's actually the landing gear controls. Spotlights. There are parachutes for planetary landing, it looked like. Camera for torpedo. Okay, so that's actually the torpedo camera. And then build torpedo, left and right. Oh, now that's interesting. I didn't know there was a left and a right. Camera front view, something that got grayed out. Hangar doors, gyroscopes, merge blocks for something. I'm not sure what. Oh, maybe the connectors for if you were to lock to another ship, because I think there was connectors and merge blocks, so that's what these are. Ion thrusters and hydrogen, I'm not sure if these are a different group or not, but there also seems to be other controls for them somewhere else. Let's see, TB, timer block for, I'm gonna say that's the hangar, maybe? Large reactors, gyroscope controls, batteries, projector. I think it had a repair system on board with all the welders and things, so I think the projector is for the ship to repair itself. And that looks to be about it. I don't see a fire the torpedo, but I'm kind of getting the vibe that that's probably what that grayed out one is, so we may take a test and see if we can figure out where that is. We're flying with all of the thrusters and whatnot on, but it actually accelerates pretty quick with those on. I mean, it makes sense because it's supposed to be kind of your emergency situation or landing where you need extra thrust, but with them on, it accelerates really quickly, and it does seem to be fairly responsive in terms of turning for the size of the ship and whatnot. As for the rocket launchers... Okay, so there's 4 on the lower front. That's fun. And then it's got a bunch of turrets, which you don't really need to worry about because the turrets are going to do their thing, but there's GIFs in the screenshot, or I mean, there's GIFs from the description that show the turrets and stuff firing, which looked fairly heavy duty. I would not want to mess with it all that much. So I'm not sure... Okay, this is probably aiming for the torpedo, I think. And then this torpedo one, or is it 3? This one is to actually read this thing. Okay, so build... So there's 2 different ones, I guess. Build torpedoes, 2.5 range Hawk 1, or the Hawk 2, which is a different range torpedo. Oh, maybe that's why it's got the build left and right, is because it's 2 different torpedoes. That makes sense. The torpedo hatch opens automatically after 6 seconds. 4 and 5 use the front cameras to aim. That makes sense. Use the timer block start for torpedo set off. See, that's where on the 6th one, I don't see that. So I'm guessing that's kind of what that's for. Oops, wrong button. So let's real quick see if I can find a torpedo timer block or something. Torpedo start. That's Hawk 2, though. Is there a 1? I don't see one for that. So we're just going to go put that there, put that there. Let's just see what that does. So, torpedo view, 7, and it fires. And we should see it launch. I don't know if there's a timer for it or not, because I was kind of like, it looks like it's moving a little bit slow for a torpedo, but that could just be that it takes a minute to go off, or that it's just a really heavy torpedo for use on big heavy carriers that can't get out of the way or something. But with that, we're going to wrap this one up, and let's move on to the last one. Alrighty, and last but not least, we have the Revelation Assault Carrier. Now this is a... As I mentioned before, I was kind of calling it a retrofit or an update or something to that extent, because I've actually featured this ship before, or at least the original design. However, this has been redesigned from, well, the inside. According to the description on the workshop file, the exterior is kind of largely the same as far as I understand it, but the inside has been kind of gutted, and this is sort of the new version. Now, this is a world file, and in order to clean up some of the performance type elements of it for video's sake, I did load the world file, but then I went through and cleaned out, like I deleted the planets and stuff like that. So there may or may not have been something that I accidentally got rid of. If that happens, then oops on my part kind of thing. I didn't see anything that looked like it was connected or close enough to the ship to be related to the ship, but I just felt like, well, I might as well get rid of a whole bunch of the planets and things that, if you're wanting to play it in survival or something, you could always load the workshop file, set it to survival, and then you've got a system to play with. But for the sake of this video, I felt like cleaning it up to give me the best frame rate and whatnot would probably be more ideal. So that's what I did. I did leave this platform here, as I mentioned, because it was kind of connected or close to it, and I didn't want to risk anything that was connected via subgrids or anything like that, so I left it as it was. But yeah, so the ship is still a really cool design. It takes me a minute every time I see a design like this to recognize the fact that it's like the bridge is back here and that this is the front, you know. That always takes me a minute because it kind of looks, when you're at a distance, like this could be more of the back and then this is more the nose, but yeah, I don't think that's actually the case if my memory serves. Now, I believe in the description it was tagged with vanilla, so I'm fairly certain there are no mods. It did mention a gravity shield, but I think that was done in vanilla using the gravity generators, etc., and so on. So bear that in mind. I saw the projector thing here, and I was thinking it didn't have energy shields on it, did it? You know, so I wanted to clarify that point. It is kind of basically a carrier. However, I don't know that I have all of the blueprints for the sub-ships that are supposed to be docked on this, so you can see all of the various landing pads and hangars and whatnot, but they, I believe, are empty at the moment because I don't think they're included in this blueprint, or world file, rather. I think they're separate blueprints and whatnot, so there is that. We're going to turn off moving around slowly. So we'll open the airlock, hopefully. We all know me and how well airlocks work for me. But, you know, does it close on its own? Okay, it does. Whew. Alright, I am getting a little bit of frame rate, or rather, probably sim speed is more accurate. Exterior. That's out. Oh, that's in. So I think I need to open that one. Possibly. There we go. Okay. Now, see, me and doors, man, we don't go well. We just don't go well together. Open. Sesame. Thank you. Go away. Alright, so we've got this. This is kind of, to me, this is sad. Not because it's not smart, but it's because there's all these very clearly labeled setups, like Deck E is the bridge, G is dropship. I still feel like I'm gonna get lost. So that's what's sad. Not the ship, me. But yeah, and obviously this is a fairly beefy ship in terms of the amount of space and stuff. So I'm gonna kind of throw out a disclaimer and go, there is a very strong chance that I will not end up seeing every little thing on this ship, so I highly recommend you guys to check it out yourself. Mainly just because I'm looking at my stopwatch and it's already 30 minutes, and I try and keep my 45-50 minute episodes to be an irregular thing and not all the time. I know it doesn't work out very often, but I still try. So that said, I don't know that I will be able to see every little thing in the ship type of thing, but we'll see. So these all look like crew quarters from the looks of it. Oh, this says officer. Are they different ones? Drone controller. I wonder if they're actually different quarters or not. The officers might be different. A little bit. It's got a plant, so it's more homey, right? Shuttle pilot. Oh, the shuttle pilot gets a plant. Okay. Fancy schmancy. So we got kind of a briefing room here, it looks like. Or I think that's what they're referred to. Flight plan room, briefing room, something like that. Something along those lines. Where all the pilots figure out what their plan of attack is, kind of thing. Okay, so that's crew quarters left. We won't do the right one just because probably mirrored and symmetrical. Crew quarters, right and left again. Okay, ship printer. That sounds fun. Did I go up or down from the beginning? I'm confused on which... Okay, we're here. Alright, so let's actually go up, because it seems like there's a lot more lower decks. Exit side... Oh, that's going to be that way. Okay, there is stuff back here. Main hallway. Wait. Didn't we do... Oh, no, we didn't. Okay. Whew. This is a hallway and a half. We're going to fly through this, actually. Alright, what is this? What do we got here? Doorway window. I'm guessing it's like the barricade thing. Yeah, okay. The thing that confuses me... Oh, okay, they've got them in a group or something. I was going to say, I've run into ones where that didn't actually close all of them, and I was kind of like, eh? Alright, so this has got to be a hangar or docking bay for, I'm assuming, larger ships of some sort, would be my guess. Man, this is a long hallway. Okay, so here we got a hangar, another one. I feel like there's going to be a lot of hangars on here, and yes, I know it's a carrier. That's kind of why I said that. Staircase middle. I really probably should not have gone down this way before going the other way. Holy crap, there's a hallway here. This is a really long ship. And this huge, tall hangar thing going on, definitely giving me Imperial vibes. So, okay, and now we've got a staircase front. Wait, front. I felt like we entered on the back. I guess we would have entered on the back end. Okay. Duh, it's right the front and not the back, because you came in from the back and not the front. I'm smart. Okay, so this is what? Maintenance, I'm guessing? A maintenance area? Probably. Maybe. Just a guess. I'm gonna go with maintenance. Yeah, we're not gonna poke around too much in a maintenance area. Sometimes necessary, but I feel like there's a lot of other things to look at. Maintenance! Hey, that reading. I know. I should probably read the signs before going in. It's almost like a guessing game though, you know? Like you go in, try and figure it out, then you come back out and read the signs, see if you're right. Now this is interesting. I can't say I've seen that before, using a piston head, or a top part, or whatever they're calling them now. And then interior lights. That's kind of cool. I really like that. And then we got a mess hall. This is definitely reminding me of like a 10 forward from Star Trek. The window. Actually, even the location. You've got the, like, I guess technically this would be the galley, but yeah, the kitchen, and then you've got the seating area, and then you got like the slanted vertical windows. It definitely feels inspired by like 10 forward. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna go up and up and up and up and up. What do we got here? Front left, shuttle bay, and then mess hall and main hallway down that way. Shuttle bay, drone forward command, shuttle viewing, core, and rep quarters. I wonder what core is, or core quarters, or whatever that's supposed to be. So that definitely looks like the aforementioned shuttle bay. We got a shuttle bay here. You know what? I don't care. I know. There's scripts and things. They should be automated. Don't care. We're in creative. Alright, so I don't know how to get up there, but that's probably the shuttle viewing area they mentioned before. So this is the small shuttle access point, it seems. Okay, so then we'd go up this way. And we get core. Oh, core is probably the, yeah, okay, server room type thing. Now this is really cool. I don't think you can see it very well without my lights on. Hello? Thank you. That was weird. So, I don't know where the origin point is to this thing, but this whole wall and the railing and all that is small grid, which is really cool, especially how close they got to this. You'd never know at a glance. And wherever this is from, dagnabbit, where's the rotor? Oh, there it is. Wow. Talk about hidden. It's not even in the same room. Jeez. Alright. But I think this is really cool, that it allows you to have tons of timer blocks, but take up a very small amount of room. And I've even seen people use this for programmable blocks as well, because that way they don't take up a full large grid block, and you can get a ton of them in one area. That said, this is a lot of timer blocks. Like, I was fairly impressed with myself for building the drill that I built that had like 6 or something, or 8. This is kind of nuts. And the crazy part is, this isn't just for aesthetics. If you look, each one of these has like a label. Like, they're all for things. They all do stuff. And that's crazy to me. That's a lot of timer blocks. And it's probably the inner programmer in me that rather than all of this, I just keep going, like, couldn't we have handled all these with a couple of scripts or something? But if you can do all this, I feel like you can program. That's just my 2 cents, but I digress. That's still really impressive, though, if nothing else. If nothing else, uber impressive. Alright, so this is... It said quarters, I thought. Quarters lights. Okay. I didn't see them turn on or off, but... Okay, so they can seal their windows. So I guess this is actually a quarters area. It's more like a suite, actually. You've got like this cool couch area, kitchenette. I don't see... Oh, there's a bed. I guess it's Space Engineers. You don't really need a huge bedroom, luxurious area or anything. You just need the cryo chamber, right? Okay. So, up here, shuttle viewing makes sense. So, that's kind of the rep quarters, but then this top window bay is just a viewing area. Apparently, shuttles coming and going is kind of the thing to do for entertainment on this ship, because there's like... You can see them from your quarters, you can see them from the view, you can see them from forward command, you know, like, I don't know if you can see them from forward command, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out. This is kind of interesting. You've got glass panes with half blocks to almost make a glass railing out of. That's a neat little trick. I definitely am a fan of that. That's really cool. We got some interior turrets, make sure no one sneaks up on you, and then we got forward command. Now, this doesn't label it as the bridge, so I'm still sticking with the bridge as that back area that we saw. This is actually, I'm guessing, at the top of that kind of taller area on the front nose, because we've actually got a skylight up here. So that's got to be the top, I would think. Yeah, and that's going to be the armor panels right there that are folding up on the side. So it's kind of more of a... I mean, I know it is labeled forward command, so it feels redundant, but it's kind of a forward-like viewing observation area. What in the world? Oh, it said drone control, right? That makes sense. Wow, this is a lot of drone controls, though. Like, if it actually runs that many drones, that's kind of impressive. I also like that they've got double-paned glass setups here, so that if one layer breaks, you're not immediately depressurized or, you know, getting attacked or anything like that. That's kind of cool. Side note, it would be kind of fun. I don't think Space Engineers has it yet, anyway. I can't say for certain, but it would be kind of fun if at some point they implemented, like, if the ship lost pressure, that you got sucked out of the out of the side. That would be kind of funny, I think. Probably irritating, in all honesty, but I think it'd be kind of funny. Okay, so I just cut that part out because I basically went flying down the hallways and felt like that might give people some, you know, motion sickness or something. It actually wasn't pleasant. I wouldn't recommend doing it. So we've got a conference room on this side, and I think it's the same on the other one. Yeah, conference left, conference right. So then there's an exit to the deck, which I think would be rather intriguing to check out, so we're going to. And yes, I'm totally just bypassing all of the scripting things. That's probably what all those bajillion timer blocks are for. But, oh well. This is a showcase video, not an actual use the ship properly video. And I do have to, I would like to clarify, yeah, see, I can't even make doors work for me even when I'm manually controlling them. I would like to clarify, for those of you that constantly refer to my videos as reviews, I'm not really reviewing them. I'm not really saying what's right and wrong with them. I'm just kind of showing them off for people that may not have seen them and might be interested in them. So I prefer to look at them as showcasing videos, not really reviews, because I'm not like, oh, you shouldn't have done it this way. General quarters and captain's quarters. Oh, wait. Wait. Okay. Okay. I think that actually is referring to a general, which threw me off for a minute, because you're on a ship, and granted, it's Space Engineers. It's a fictional world, and you're making up ships, and you can do it however you want. So if in your world generals fly ships or command ships, go for it. Typically it's admirals, so it threw me off. I thought it meant like general quarters, which is even weirder also because, again, typically on a ship general quarters is like battle stations, but I digress. Anyway, the point is it threw me off for a second. I thought it just meant common quarters, like everybody's quarters kind of thing, like bunk room. And then when I walked in there was like, wait, there's only one thing though. Just confused me for a minute. So this is the bridge. Now I did see this in the workshop description photos, which is really cool. And I think we all know where I stand on small grid control consoles that give you a bajillion buttons and switches and things and screens. I also really like this touch here to give you kind of like angled screens. That's pretty cool. And I did not know that a rotor could pull the block that close to itself. I wonder if that's part of the collision update or if that's just new. But, yeah, that's kind of cool. And I'm guessing these other ones back here, once you sit down... Whoa, that was weird. Yeah, you can actually see them. Okay. I was figuring once you sat down, you'd be able to see it. So we're going to go ahead, actually, and mess with the flight a little bit. Now, obviously, we've got tilt engines, which I read about that in the description, but that sounds fun. You got a lot of probably controls for decoys and repair and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to mess with a whole lot of that because there's no need. It's not damaged. We could deploy the decoys and things, but maybe we will. We'll see. But yeah, so just as a kind of open... Oh, I just realized what all these light things are for. So it's like ramp, closed, moving, open, etc. So it's a status indicator. That's pretty cool. That's probably also why there's a billion timer blocks in the thing. Okay, so we've got TE trigger. Not sure what that's for. Jump drive, which apparently this thing can jump pretty far. Cam front, slight landing gear front, landing gear off. I may not end up messing with some of these just because I'm not actually sure what a lot of them do. Ramp vehicle, there's a vehicle ramp? Okay. Flat cannons, defense, shutters, shield. I'm assuming a gravity shield. Okay, here's our decoys, which it is the fourth bar as it mentioned, so we're just going to hit all of those, I think. Shield repair. I don't actually think there's too many manually controllable weapons or anything on board, probably because it doesn't need them, and also probably because it's supposed to have like a quadrillion fighters on it, so why would you need your own guns? And they're also probably controlled through turrets, because I do see turrets all over. But acceleration's actually not terrible for a ship this large. I mean, you can see in the bottom right the weight of the thing. It's pretty hefty. Turning and everything, pretty sluggish. That could be sim speed, frame rate type stuff. I'm not entirely positive, but it is a little sluggish on the turning, so it definitely kind of a flying base more than anything. But still pretty hefty. Let's actually try and deploy the decoys then. We're going to hit one. Oh, okay. I'm just going to hit two, but everything hung up for a second. 2, 3. Everything keeps sticking. I definitely think it's sim speed, because as you can see, the projectors on the covers for the shields and stuff are fine, but we end up in these spots where the speed and everything else hangs up. So I'm not actually seeing two... Oh, there they are at the bottom. I see some coming out of the bottom. But it keeps hitching every few seconds because of the sim speed, so I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably just kind of sent the game into overload for a second there. But we got decoys there. I don't actually... I know we were moving. Oh, there's the right ones. Can't actually see them too well, so it's just a couple of them that get shot out, basically. But anywho, I'm actually going to wrap this up here, not necessarily because we saw everything, but just because this is like the second week in a row that I've done like a 50-minute episode, and so I don't really want to do any longer. So we're going to wrap things up here. I highly encourage you guys to download this one yourself and explore all the areas that I definitely missed, because there was whole sections that I didn't even look through. I'm aware of that. Also really like the thruster spotlight effect thing. Pretty cool. But with that, we're going to wrap things up here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.